say? Didn't know what to do. And welcome back to the channel. Selena Dubia is my name. And in today's video, I would like to share with you the truth about why I have not yet received a period in my life. And first, I would like to say that I feel like the conventional health system, I don't think that it's evil. I don't think everyone has genuine bad intentions. I just feel like people are disconnected from their totality, as we all are, more or less. And so I think that there are benefits to going to conventional doctors and gynecologists. For example, the list of hormones and stuff that I received can be beneficial if I get to see the different levels, and then researching what kind of foods have those hormones naturally, and then stabilizing my body through and with that knowledge, right? So perhaps could have been beneficial to go back to the doctor. However, knowing what I know now and what I believe, I don't feel like it is necessary for me personally. And I feel like it's important for myself to take the responsibility and be responsible for my own health, which is why I value self-awareness so much, and being able to observe yourself and connect dots yourself together with health people, so-called doctors. And the issue that I have with doctors and the conventional health system is the lack of awareness with how connected everything is. So how your emotional state can affect your mental state, and then your physical state, and your physical state also affects your mental state, and then your emotional state, and just how everything is interconnected, and not just looking at the surface levels of things. For example, not just looking at me and saying, oh, I think you're underweight, and so because of that, that is the reason why you've never had your period. It's like, again, there's no hard feelings, kinda is. There's a little bit of bitterness there, but that's because of my own situation. So yeah, I wanted to share that before getting into the reason why I have observed that I do not have a period. And there's this beautiful video made on TED Talk about sleep called "Sleep is Your Superpower." And basically the man talks about how they have seen through scientific study, that a man's testicle size increases depending on the lack of sleep they have, and how it affects the potency of the sperm, basically. And also that is the same with women. And then again, also how sleep affects your brain and your brain activity. And then again, the brain is like the computer of the body, so releasing hormones and moving everything is determined, I feel, from the brain, right? To move the different parts and stuff. Yeah, I'm not gonna get into the science of it because I don't know the science of it. So yeah, that's the number one thing. And the reason why I can see that sleep has been and is the reason why I have yet to experience a period is because growing up, my mom would work almost all the time. Literally, I would wake up and she had gone to work, and I would fall asleep and she had gone to work. But I didn't like going to sleep before she came home, so I would push it and stay up for as long as possible. And I had a small TV in my room, so I would keep it on and watch TV and stay awake for as long as I could. And I would be pushing it every time, almost training my physical body to stay awake more than I was sleeping. And be awake instead of resting. And I'm learning how important and how powerful sleep really is. And so I've done this most of my childhood life and youth life, and always pushing it. And so I got to a point where, like, I remember I fell asleep one time in the bathtub as a kid, probably because my physical body was so tired. But then again, I was using willpower and I was training my body so I was to stay awake. When I went to high school and secondary school, I could be up all night, push it, go to school, come home, stay awake a little bit longer, and then fall asleep and wake up the next morning and feeling like I had balanced the situation out. And apparently, according to this man from the TED Talk video, that's not possible to like catch up on sleep. So what I've also learned actually from someone called Martin Kenny, who is a man that believes that Earth is not a globe, not round, that it's disc shaped and then has a dome around it. And I never even considered that Earth could be flat. I was like, no, our eyes are round. It makes sense that there's pressure from all sides for it to be round, right? And then after I watched his video, I was like, hold up, wait, what? I don't know anymore. Like, I really don't know. So I'm excited to learn more about that and really do my own research. Right now I'm open to anything, because after his video I was like, okay, there might be a possibility. Like, he's actually making sense. But what he said is that in this physical experience, there are certain things you have to do. Like, when you're working and you're having fun and you feel like you have to pee, you have to go pee whether you want to or not, because it's part of your physicality, it's part of the experience. And the same goes for sleep. And for me, I have been arrogant with the idea and the belief system that I didn't need as much sleep as other people, that I could push it. And of course, it's because I've trained this physical body to stay up longer, and it has resulted in not having a period. Like, I really feel like that is the number one reason. But then again, everything is connected, and then there are different points that I myself have observed and that makes sense for me why I have yet to have the period. So number 2 is exercise. I haven't been exercising as much as I did as a kid since like around 18. I still get like dancing. I love to dance, so I do that here and there. But I have had long periods where I've just been in bed a lot and not moving a lot. And I feel like that has also resulted in my skin. It's getting better though, and this is definitely, you can't see, there you can see there, from my skin not being able to breathe and from drinking a lot of alcohol and smoking is the big one, which now I've quit, or I haven't smoked since the last full moon, and I don't feel like my state of mind and state of being has completely shifted, really. So it's beautiful. Next has been environment, access to living foods, eating a lot of processed foods growing up. Of course, not all processed, but a lot of processed food, I think has also had, has influenced. When I went to Bali, I did not eat any meat, any fish. I think I had some egg here and there that they mixed into this potato thing that they fried. It's so good. So I gained weight when I was in Bali eating mostly plant-based food, and then when I came back to Norway, I lost a lot of that weight, and now it has stabilized a little bit. But I definitely feel like environment plays a big role as well, and the kind of foods I have access to, what kind of people are around me, what kind of energy do they carry. Everything is connected, so everything plays a role. And then laptops. I used to have laptops on my lap all the time, and I remember my mom being like, don't have that one, don't have it on your lap, it's not good for you. And I wasn't listening. I was like, Mom, you don't know what you're talking about. She definitely knew what she was talking about with radiation and all of that. Maybe she didn't consciously, but she did subconsciously. So that's the fourth part. And then of my theories, And then energetically, I feel like there's been stagnant energy, and everything that exists is a concentration of energy, right? Like our cells, all the molecules building up all the energy to be this physicality. So everything that exists, and everything that exists has been a thought at some point. So things come from the nothing into existence, and the nothing is still something. Suppressing emotions. I've always been an emotional person, an emotional being, and for a long time I was suppressing my emotions. Number one example is falling in love with someone and not admitting it to myself. Like, I actually managed to convince myself that I didn't have feelings for the person. And I feel like those things also suppress and create stagnant energy that doesn't allow things to flow through. And then, of course, the physicality is an expression of that which lies beyond the physical. So yeah, those are my top reasons why, and observations why I believe that I have not experienced a period. And I think that the Yoniverse group could be very beneficial if we share our own observations, and then we can connect, okay, what do we have in common, and then actually learn more about this and educate ourselves and our children and the educational system, the conventional educational system, the conventional health system, and grow as a collective. Yes, so there's always going to be room for growth. So whether you are new or old, I appreciate you for being here. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. Thank you for subscribing, liking, sharing. Supports the channel, supports the growth. Again, there's always going to be room for growth. And I'm going to see you in the next one. Peace out. Let me make sure I mentioned everything I wanted to mention. Yeah, I feel like I did.